Soccer Fan Zone on your fifth dial, WAVE91.7 FM. I'm still that the voice you trust and that mayor you probably need. They call me Patrick the Lockout, that homeboy that's never at home. I look around 247365. I'm the host and guide. Brighton Adis is also here. We got Victor Charles and Kemini Lawrence, who appeared after Arsenal who won the Premier League title from nowhere. You know, these are the issues. These are the things we're dealing with currently. You know, what we're trying to avoid. Things like this, moments like this. But okay, now they are champions. They deserve it, well deserved. Yeah. Okay, now let's start off on the home front where Rangers were in action. Enugu Rangers. They've won the Nigeria Premier Football League for a ninth time after a dramatic final day 2-1 victory over the Oga Boys, Ikorodu City in Lagos on Sunday, where Remo Stars were relegated after failing to beat Bendel Insurance in Benin City. The Flying Antelopes went into the decisive fixture knowing only a win would guarantee the championship. That's the title, with intense pressure also coming from challengers that's Rivers United, who were in action simultaneously in Port Harcourt on the final day. Despite the tension, Rangers responded with a composed and clinical performance, taking control through Chidebere Nwobodo, who struck twice in the 30th and 52nd minutes of the game to put the visitors in the command, in Lagos. They put them in command in Lagos. Now, the Oga Boys, Ikorodu City, who had been quite strong at home throughout the season, reduced the deficit through Moses Ali in the 58th minute, setting up a tense finale. However, Rangers showed defensive discipline and game management in the closing stages of the encounter to hold on and secure the win that ultimately sealed the title on 68 points. In Port Harcourt, Finidi George, had his boys come all out. They were all pumped up. They did everything within their control to apply pressure in the race, producing a commanding 3-0 victory over the Shanji Boys Katsina United. Despite the emphatic win, Rivers United finished second on 67 points, a point behind Rangers in a finish that pictured how small the margins were at the top of the table. Now let's hear from Rivers United head coach Finidi George after that very victory.
Have to come back and continue because we're still transition come to the point and so we'll see how I can bounce back as quick as possible.
Interesting times. Finidi George right there says, well, they need to pick up their pieces and move on because they got the President Federation Cup to play and they also face Rangers. So the combination of Rangers' efficiency in Lagos against an Ikorodu City side, the Oga Boys, that have been unbeaten at home throughout the season, and Rivers United, strong but insufficient response elsewhere, defined a dramatic conclusion to the campaign. So, the triumph marks another milestone in Rangers' storied history, adding to previous league successes back in 1974 when they won the first title in the league, first Nigeria League title. 1975, 1977, 1981, 82, 84, 2016, 2023, and of course 2024, cementing their status as one of Nigerian football's most decorated clubs for the most part. 9-time champions, the Enugu Rangers, the Flying Antelopes. They kept it real for the most part. Now, this is where we are. We saw the game yesterday. Interesting times, I tell you, for the most part. And these guys are already champions. Something to build on, Bright.
Yeah, when I saw the game yesterday, at first, Rivers United were the first team to score. And everybody, to myself, I said, okay, it don't happen. Rivers United might be the champion. And 15 minutes into that game, and it's still 1-0 in favor of Rivers United against Katsina United here at Okemi Smaka Stadium. Why the other game, Enugu Rangers, Ikorodu City versus Enugu Rangers, no goal to report. Up to the 20th minute, then we saw a goal from the Enugu Rangers side. 1-0, everything changed. So I keep on asking, with Rivers United double it here, Rivers United had to do theirs. Came back for the second half and they had to do theirs. They make it 3-0. But for Enugu Rangers, they had to score the second goal, and after that, Ikorodu City, they scored one, they put one back, hoping that they will score back another one. Maybe the game will end in a draw. It did not, and then Rivers United. They lost. They won the game, but they lost the league. The fault is not Enugu Rangers or Ikorodu City. It's still Rivers United. They have 5 games to go, 5 outstanding games. They did not convert anyone, including the game they played against Bayelsa United at the Adokia Maka Stadium. They lost that game. So if you have a couple of games like they make it 5 games, and even at your backyard, at home here against Bayelsa United, you lost that game. It shows that very soon that point you lost, you pay for, and that is what happened to Rivers United at the end of the season. Congratulations to Enugu Rangers, but for Rivers United, congratulations to them because they've gotten the CAF Champions League ticket, including them and Enugu Rangers. The big question now will be what will happen. Will they need to come back to play at the Yakubu Gowon Stadium, or will they still stay at the Kemisi Maka Stadium? You are there, and some of the guys were there. I think let them go back. Let them stay at that at the Kemisi Maka Stadium because we don't. I feel Rivers United they are not ready to win the CAF Champions League or to make it through the group stage.
Oh, well, interesting times. Victor, you were also there at the stadium. I mean, we were both there at the stadium. We saw the game, and it was quite cagey at some point. At the final whistle, something happened. Final whistle, everybody began to shout, we felt there was an equalizer. At the Mobile Johnson Arena, we thought, okay, the Oga boys had equalized. But that wasn't the case. Because I kept on going through, following up the game and all, and I'd be like, I get cross eyes. I don't get cross eyes or something, because I'm seeing something and then you guys are saying differently. So crazy times. But it was quite a cagey affair. A wet Sunday evening, but then not enough to see Rivers United despite stroll. It was indeed a stroll in the park on a Sunday evening for Rivers United. Chewing pizza and sipping juice. Not enough to hand them the title.
It wasn't enough. I think the damage they didn't learn from the 2024-25 season. This same scenario played out when Rivers United crashed out of the Champions League. They had 4 outstanding games. They failed to win any of them, and it was down to the same scenario. But I think last season was it 3 or 2 points margin against Remo Stars, and they ended up losing the league title because they failed to win any of the outstanding games. And that particular season again, that's last season, not just the previous season.
This one is gone.
It's gone out. So we will say two seasons ago, they failed to win games like Bayelsa United again, one of the outstanding games. They failed to win, and this season that just ended, the same thing. They couldn't win Kun Khalifa, they couldn't win Baroa, they lost to Bayelsa United. Come on, at the Adokia Maka Stadium, and these are scenarios that will come to haunt you. And the final day, we saw it, and they were blaming Ikorodu for not doing them a favor. Ikorodu, I don't understand. And we saw a lot of dignitaries who came. We saw Dennis Inoumi, Biso was present. It's like they don't say they feel say Rivers United will win the league. They just come so that the party was. And I saw the drinks and the rice. Come on, yesterday I say whether we would drink enjoy ourselves, but it wasn't the outcome. Patrick, it was a nightmare for Rivers. I feel Finidi they should learn from this.
Okay, now the continental, they got a continental task. All of the Nigerian teams. You talk about 3SC. You talk about Rangers, Rivers United. For 3SC, it's the CAF Confederation Cup. For Rivers United and Rangers, it's the CAF Champions League. Can they go a step further? Like, can they perform better than they did the previous season, Lawrence?
Honestly, Patrick, it's very difficult to answer that question, because if you want to look at the past season, what our MPFA club normally perform when they go to the continent is nothing to write home about. Like, they are not up to standard. Like, they don't have what it takes to compete with the likes of Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa, even Pyramid Safe. You can't. I'm not even talking about Al Ahly of Egypt. You understand? These are top guys. Like, these are top teams. It's like even Rivers United, they have been the major representative when it comes to continental football here in Nigeria. But can they boast of getting into the semi-final stages? No, they can't. The only thing they can get is they
Group
can
stage.
just group stage, then maybe fall back to CAF Confederation Cup. So it's a worrying sign over the years. Our club side, they don't get to do well when it comes to the
it's even bad that
continent.
these days you can't even fall back. Once you're out, you're out.
Normally,
Wait for next season.
That
Before
was the
then,
season.
yeah,
You just
yeah,
fall back
yeah.
to
But
the
now,
CAF Confederation
it's even
Cup.
worse.
So
So-
honestly, Patrick, that's why I said that it's difficult to answer that question.
Okay.
We really need to step up, especially when you are playing at home. You struggle to even win. Let more of going away. We saw what happened last season. This just concluded season. They cannot even win Power Dynamos of I think the least in that group stage. And when you have a group containing pyramids, Bakene of Morocco, you know, and this Power
Dynamos.
yes,
Mozambique.
and you cannot even make the top two. Like, come on, we are not ready yet for the continent. That is just the truth. We have a long way to go.
Okay, Remo Stars relegated. Crazy. All defending champions. It's so sad that Remo Stars won't be playing in the MPFL next season. It's the Nigerian National League. And they were defending champions going into the just concluded season. Wow. Just wow. Okay, now let's quickly, for the one of time, look at results from the European top 3 leagues. Yeah, we started with the Serie A, where some selected results. Parma edged Sassuolo by goal to nothing. Napoli were 1 winners of Udinese. AC Milan fell to Cagliari 1-2. Cremonese lost at home to Como 1-4. Lecce beat Genoa by goal to nothing. Torino played at a 2-2 draw with Bianconeri, talking about Juventus. Hellas Verona lost at home to Giallorossi AS Roma. And now let's study that in the La Liga Santander. Real Betis defeated Levante by 2-1. Deportivo Alaves lost at home to Rayo Vallecano 1-2. Espanyol played at a 1-0 with Real Sociedad. Getafe beat Osasuna by goal to nothing. Girona played at a 1-0 with Elche. Real Mallorca were 3-0 winners of Real Oviedo. Los Merengues Real Madrid were 4th winners of Basque region side, talking about Athletic Bilbao. For Valencia, it was a 3-1 win over La Blaugrana FC Barcelona. Of course, we saw Villarreal hit 5 past Atletico de Madrid. Yeah, 5-1. It ended interestingly. Oh, goodness me. Okay, now let's talk about the Premier League. And of course, fan favourites Tommy Carney's Stunner saw Fulham sign off in style with a 2-0 win over the Magpies Newcastle United in what may be Marco Silva's final game in charge of the side. Benfica are interested in his services. They want him as Jose Mourinho's replacement right there at Estadio da Luz, and that's the Stadium of Light. And sadly, the Hammers West Ham United have been relegated. Yeah, they've been relegated from the Premier League despite beating Leeds United by 3-0. On the final, they were only a Hammers win and Spurs loss to Everton would save them. West Ham did their own end of the bargain, all right, but it wasn't enough. Interestingly, Tottenham Hotspur secured the Premier League status with a 1-0 final day win over toothless Everton, thanks to João Palhinha's first half goal. So, West Ham relegated, Spurs survive. That's the story. I mean, it's fair, yeah, Lawrence?
It was like looking at the table before the last match day yesterday. I knew that Tottenham Hotspur were going to survive because they were playing at home against Everton. They would do everything possible to win that game, and that is exactly what they did. West Ham, like, I don't know what to say, like, they have had some, tough decision and go against them this season. I know they will point out to the one against Arsenal.
Yes.
Where they had that equalizer and the goal was ruled out. So
Okay.
it's quite really sad. West Ham, this is a team that, like, every season they normally participate in the Premier League, but right now they'll be going down to the Championship. So like it has really been a tough season for them. Let's just see what happens if they can get back, the following season.
Will Spurs get any better quickly, Victor? Will Spurs get any better
Yeah,
next season?
because of the person they brought in the person of Roberto De Zerbi. I
Okay.
think he's one man that knows the terrain. He's been with Brighton and he's back to the Premier League, so he knows what is at stake to take Tottenham to the next level. So De Zerbi,
Okay.
very much. I think they will finish maybe in the Europa League places.
Okay, Bournemouth missed out on Champions League qualification in Andoni Iraola's final game in charge of the side. After being held to a 1-0 draw at Nottingham Forest, with other results not going their way on the last day of the season. Elsewhere, Liverpool drew 1-0 with Brentford on the day of emotional goodbyes to the Egyptian king, Mohamed Salah, and of course, Andy Robertson, right there at Anfield. And just so you know, Bruno Fernandes broke the Premier League assist record and scored as Manchester United is to a 3-0 victory over the Seagulls. Brighton and Hove Albion, who have qualified for the Conference League. And of course, also Sunderland's remarkable return to the Premier League finished with the fairy tale ending as the Black Card. Sunderland beat Chelsea to end Europa League football. Okay.